Welcome back, everyone. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and I hope you have a very, very good New Year. I dropped in to give you a little preview of the videos that are coming and such. Also to let you know that I am going to be gone for probably 2 weeks. I need to get my house in order, which means got to work on the webpage, the studio, and all things pertaining to this channel. As you can see, I've been doing some work in the studio here. I've got a new lighting setup, and it's a little more complex than you'd think it is. I'll just give you a quick rundown here. I've got a key light here, a fill here, a fill back up behind me up there that puts ambient light into the background. I've got a green fill here on my right, and a red fill here on my right, and a green fill here on my left. So it's a 5 light setup just to get it to look like it looks. Lighting is always a time-consuming thing to get really the way you want it. You know, you tweak it, you do things here and there. I want to get lights into my camera cabinet back here so that when I'm not using a 2.8 lens that blurs the background out, you can see my entire collection of land cameras and SX70 cameras and all my different Polaroids and such. And as you see, I put my Nikon history of Nikon poster on the wall there. And just trying to get it to be more of a space that feels good for me to work in and for you to observe me working in. So, all right, that said, let me give you a quick rundown of some videos that I have coming down the pipe. The next video is going to be the Nikon ZF and adapting vintage lenses to it. Of different brands. So I'll be adapting some Konica lenses. I'll be adapting some Nikon lenses. And the Konica lenses are the Hexanon ones, which are the ones that Konica also made for the Leica. So they're very, very good lenses. And the Nikons will be like the 50 1.8E series, Pancake, fantastic 50. Or the like. I think I have a 35 to 70 little zoom. So that should be fun to play with. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for the lenses I'm going to be adapting. If you recall, a couple of years ago, I did the same kind of video with the Nikon ZFC, but I didn't go nearly as in-depth as I'm going to go for this one. And I'll have examples and some on-location stuff so you can see how I've been using the adapted lenses. It's also important to note that I'm putting together a full landscape rig for prime shooters. So it'll be the Nikon ZF and say a 28, a 50, and a 135. Anyway, falling down the rabbit hole. So that should be a really great video. Then I'm going to have an opinion piece, and I'm not sure what order that's going to come in, but it will be the Nikon ZF, sort of head-to-head against the Fuji X-T5. Many of you might say the Fuji X-T5, why that, Tom? It's a 40-megapixel camera. Well, I argue that the Nikon ZF is a full-frame sensor, therefore it carries with it the full-frame dynamic range, the sharpness of the full-frame lenses, and the ability to, use AI scaling. Potentially you could get an image that might look better than anything you could possibly get out of the X-T5. But I'm not giving anything away, and I'm also not saying necessarily that one is better than the other right now. You'll have to watch the video. I don't want to piss people off, but I have a feeling some people are going to walk away from it saying, oh, how can that be? It'll be a good video, don't worry. Let's see. Also going to do a piece on Nikon ZF videography, so using it as a filmmaking camera for video and for filmmaking. Because I think with the 13, almost 14 stops of dynamic range that it has, or I think that's right, 12 and a half, 13, 14, whatever, it's up there. I think it's a real competitor to some of the big boys. We've been down this road before. The Z6 II was also a good competitor, but it didn't have this focus system, and it didn't have this processor and the low light ability of the ZF. So, don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole either, but it should be great. We'll see how long when that's going to come out, because I'm also going to have a bunch of on-location videos. They're my favorite to shoot because I like to get out and share my process and my trips with you. They're very expensive, though, so in the end, shooting one of those every single week. That might be a little bit why I burned out the first time I did this. When I was first really building this channel, it was just, trip after trip, trip after trip after trip. It became difficult, expensive, and insanely time consuming. Now that I'm working full time on the channel, I'm going to do office videos or studio videos, and I'm going to do location videos, but I'm not going to, stack them and stack them and stack them, because it can become really, really overwhelming, for lack of a better term. Let's see. I'll also do a Nikon ZF settings video, and oh, right, the big one, a long-term Z7 review. I've been shooting this camera for almost 5.5. It'll be 5.5 years here in a few months. And I think it's time to really talk about it, because I think you know this already. It's still one of the best landscape photography cameras out there, and you can get them used pretty cheaply. So I think it's time to have that review. Let's see. I'm also going to have a Nikon Z8 floating my way at some point, and I'm going to do a review on that, because I think that's, I want to do a bunch of Nikon reviews this year, because I feel like they're really where it's at right now for landscape photography and, birding. I was thinking of getting one of the 600 f4s and do a review of that. I might even have a Z9 coming my way, so it'll be interesting to try these cameras out and try these lenses out and see what they do for me. So, that said, I might even squeeze out a what's in my bag video. I haven't done one of those ever. So that should be kind of interesting. And as always, like I said, I'll be shooting my location videos, because I love taking you guys on those. This year might even, this year might even include some guests that'll come and sit here in my studio with me, and we'll discuss different topics, from cameras to lenses to AI. AI is another really interesting topic I want to cover a little bit. And on my podcast, which I actually haven't published yet, but I've got a few episodes recorded, I want to start getting into AI and have guests that use AI in their photography and their filmmaking, and discuss with them the ins and outs, the pros and cons. Is it the end of the world, or is it the brave new world? And I want to have that bleed over into the YouTube channel content as well. So I think it's a really exciting year coming. A lot of really interesting things I'm trying to do with the channel. There's a lot of interesting stuff happening in photography, in the photographic industry, AI, all the different things that are going to shape the future of photography. So really, I think it's an exciting year that's coming. So listen, I really appreciate you coming and listening to me blather on about things. I fall down on my rabbit holes. Do me a favor. If this was at all useful, please give it the thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. I beg you. It's funny. I heard from somebody recently that they had been talking to a YouTuber, and they were talking to somebody who said, I can't believe this YouTuber asked me to subscribe and give the like at the beginning of the video. I didn't even get to see it. Well, listen, most of us putting out these things you enjoy the most, which is the weekly stuff, or more than, bi-weekly or 2 times a week, it's our full-time gig. Asking for a thumbs up and a subscription is really, frequently, you guys just forget to do these things. So the reason it gets mentioned at all is because somebody comes, watches, and moves on, and totally forgets. They intend to, but they totally forget to give it the thumbs up. They totally forget to subscribe. And, I don't see a problem with reminding somebody at the beginning of the video. I tend to do it at the end, but whatever. Anyhow, I think I lost one of my lights. I think the battery died. Well, I'm sorry for my light not working. I'll make sure that doesn't happen again as well. And yeah, so please like and subscribe. I really appreciate you. I appreciate that you take the time to sit and listen to me. And I hope your Christmas was great. I hope your holiday is great. And I really hope you have a great New Year's. I will see you second week of January. And thanks for coming again. And take care. Bye-bye.